There was a lot to talk about and review in this show, and as expected, a lot of news came up. News outlets report the news during the day and all that. There is no better time to start spreading all this coin news than when the markets are going crazy. We're talking about Donald Trump and the people who help him. What would happen if the SEC went the way of Solana? We will also look at the total market value of cryptocurrencies, just like Goldman Sachs does with ETF approval. Then, without further ado, take it easy while one of my 20x diamonds does its thing. First, let's look at a $187,311 Bitcoin exchange. Ethereum is up 8% in the last day and is now worth $3,337. It is up 2.94% right now. Both the USDT and USDC dollar pegs are right where we want them to be. The average price of XRP is $48. It is going up against the barrier area, which is $50 to $75. As 88 keeps going up and up, all eyes are on XRP as it tries to break through the psychological barrier of $1. I sent out this tweet not long ago. Hello, crypto community. The bull cycle sets off the hypergear falling outs. They're getting ready to run away. Guess what? When it's been 7 years since your last all-time high, you go crazy. This is what takes place when the next RP starts a new fight. We're also going to add an extra 75 cents, which was really annoying. The psychological barrier didn't seem like a big problem or obstacle, which is good news and a hopeful sign. However, we still need to get past this 150 to 175, so we can really focus on the $2 per man in 2020, which will set a new record. Remember to follow Michael, who put this up. As news just came out, Donald Trump's Cryptocurrency Advisory Council is likely to set up the planned U.S. Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. That's really interesting. As a result of Donald Trump's plan to run a crypto-friendly government, this article says that Trump's Crypto Advisory Council is likely to make good on the promise of a Bitcoin reserve. Some of the biggest names in digital assets like Ripple, Coinbase, Crack, and Circle are all competing for a spot on a planned advisory board that will have an effect on U.S. Bitcoin laws. Taking part in a Bitcoin meeting in Nashville in July, insiders in the industry say that Trump announced plans to create the council as part of his promise to back blockchain innovation to help U.S. crypto assets. The Advisory Council should tell Congress about the laws that would govern Trump's plan to handle Bitcoin reserves and work with government agencies like the SEC, CFTC, and Treasury, just like they should have done all along. Gary Gensler is not giving up his job. Last but not least, we saw the wheels turn. I don't understand what you're doing if you're not. Getting news from CryptoMinute.com, which put this out. Take a break from going to 20 different websites to find news. All of the latest news about cryptocurrencies is usually shared on the Crypto Minute. The news about this story came out yesterday. It is being worked on by the SEC to approve the Solana ETF for crypto ships. According to the story, staff from the SEC are now talking with issuers who want to launch a Solana spot ETF, and the SEC is working on the S1 application. New staff involvement and the start of the pro-crypto government have given people new hope that a Solana ETF could be approved sometime in 2025. I already called about this. I'm going to call you again. Since institutional money will be put into both Solana and XRP in 2025, there will definitely be an ETF that mixes them. We saw what institutional money did to Bitcoin when it first crashed. Before that, it was the highest it had been since we bought Bitcoin ETFs. The same institutional funds shouldn't be putting money into both XRP and Solana. When it comes to big money, there are lots of options. Not only are they showing up by the hundreds of thousands, but also by the thousands. Not only do they bring millions with them, lots of money is what they bring to this business to join. Cryptocurrencies are getting more and more famous. You can't put these genies back in the bottle. It's really that simple. We'll get to $7 trillion, which is $3.32 trillion bucks right now. People, you need to put a lot of money into these markets. Solana, XRP, and Bitcoin will be the big winners. Goldman Sachs says that the new business will help big clients by letting them use blockchain technology to buy and sell traditional assets like cash and bonds. It will also have the ability to help private digital asset markets. Check out what they're doing now. They are opening up new companies. The big players who are focusing on cryptocurrencies asked for a plan like this. We had this exact plan in mind when we first went into these places in 2017. I'm sorry I began investing in Bitcoin in 2017. I thought that if I was even slightly right, a lot of people would start to use cryptocurrency. I was going to pick the right assets at that time that I thought would be very important to the. Once I was in a good position, I thought big players would come into the market and start buying the assets I had invested in. This is going to happen and I'm going to get rich quick. I was ahead of the banks because They are now starting to invest in the money that I put my cryptocurrency into. That's what people mean when they win. Look at how XRP's market capitalization has changed over the course of its decline. That's what we see. This shows how much XRP is worth on the altcoin market. Remember that I said that when we hit $7 trillion, there would be a 6% XRP market cap dominance. In 2017, this 6% was seen. A 6% has been seen in 2020. This time, a 6% drop would mean that XRP would be at least $6. This doesn't look at any parabolic blow-off tops or other changes that might happen in the end. Price of XRP. This is why I said that XRP breaking above the double-digit range is now a very likely goal for 2025. Hello, Velo, my smart little 20x jam. What do you know? People should be able to use QR codes to pay for things a lot by 2030. It's thought that the market will hit $35 billion. It used to be $8 billion years ago. They say that in 5 years we will have 35 billion people, and Velo is set up to help us get there. At the moment, Velo is making a great push-up because of this. It's not even close to being done when you get to 0, 1, and 6. When I called it around a dime, we'd talk in 20 cents. We start to look at and keep an eye on the charts, and then we pretty much let things happen as they may. We start with 20 cents and look at the 30 to 50 cent chart. On it, we start to get our departure point. It's really early, and you may remember that Sean McBride said something was cooking. There is a good chance that either a merger or a purchase will happen. In the background, that will happen. I am excited about this because I don't think Ripple will be involved. Sure enough, Sean still knows a lot of people at Ripple. I think he has a sneaking suspicion that something is about to happen. I'm aware that I quit my job 10 years ago. I still know some of the people who work at the company. Though he hasn't worked for him in a few years, they have. Talked on the phone several times. The dollar cost average in quant for about 6 or 7 months, give or take. It cost me $800 a week at the time. I was able to cut my dollar cost average by about $72 to $75. I'm above my dollar cost average right now. These days, I don't buy quant. It becomes a sign in a row of drones. Everyone says quads are dead. There will be no change. That being said, I think you're totally wrong, and I think it will cost $1,000. At Watch, there are now 4 top jobs. You think quants has died because he was in charge of relationships, sales, business operations, and the new board member from MasterCard. A business that is going out of business doesn't hire. A company that is going out of business is firing quants. Quants will become well known. Quants are going to go crazy. Since you don't have any amount, you'll be kicking yourselves in the behind. You didn't stack it high when it was about $50. You choose the red. Simple crypto is the game at its most basic level.